Hello, my depressed loners. How are you today? Well, as you saw earlier, today we are going to do this series on mud utensils or clay kadhai. So I recently purchased this 3 set of mud kadhai plus one curd bowl, and I put it in a bucket full of water for 2 days. This week was amazing. I mean, it was hectic and amazing. After dipping kadhai for 2 days in water, I sun dried it for a couple of hours. You can say before going to office, I put it outside, and now I'm back from office and I'm seasoning it with oil. Here I'm using coconut oil. Why? Because I watched a YouTube video and there she said that you shouldn't use mustard oil for seasoning for the very first time. So tonight, I am planning to cook something in that kadhai, and I am very scared because I saw a video where the guy, he was cooking on a mud kadhai. It literally broke into half due to heat. So I am hoping that I don't do that. So what I'm going to do, as by now you all know, I do not know how to cook. Plus, I'm very lazy for cooking myself. Though it's a goal for this year that I will cook almost daily for myself. So I'm preparing the curry, a base curry, so that whenever I'll cook vegetables, any kind of dal, I don't have to cut and do everything. So I know today it's going to be hectic, but for entire week I'll be free, absolutely free. So I chopped garlic, I'm chopping chilies right now, then I'll chop ginger, onion, tomato, and I'll make a base curry for dal, sabji and everything else, whatever, like pasta. I eat a lot savory, so for this basic curry will work. Alright, and I bought few other stuff also apart from vegetable. Sprite. Then I was out of soya chunks, so whatever I'll cook today, it's my last, so I bought new packets. And for that I always carry an IKEA cotton bag in my purse, guys. Why? Because instead of using plastic bag, it's good. Though sabji walas here, the vegetable vendor, they always give these poly bags, even though I told them not to. And for washing the vegetables, I use the vinegar in water. I dip their vegetables for 5-10 minutes, and then I wash it off with the clean water. The most hard work which I feel is cutting onion. So generally, or always I chop onion. I never slice them, I never make the paste of it. I use this chopper. Now I bought grapes with this, but the grapes were very sour, so I grind it with sugar and it became very sugary. So I bought Sprite and I'm drinking that as a drink. I just washed it with the water because it was outside after oiling. And now I put mustard oil, cumin seeds in it. Though it is my first time, so in Hindi we say ya to murda uthega nahi aur uthega to kabar faad ke uthega. So that means I never cook, but now that I'm cooking, I chose the hardest utensil to cook, which is a mud pot, because here you need to maintain the heat of the gas so that it doesn't break or chip in between the cooking. And here I put everything, whatever I chopped, ginger, garlic and chilies, onions. I'll also chop tomatoes for the base gravy. And while I'm doing it, guys, the most important thing which I learned from my ex-husband was that clean. If you're waiting, instead of just waiting or watching videos on mobile phone, just clean everything. So as you can see, my kitchen is so messy right now. Even I can't believe it. It is so messy. But by the end of the day, once I'm done with dinner, you'll find everything back to its place. So it's a very great tip which I learned or got from my ex-husband. So thank you so much if you're watching this. And since I'm a beginner, so I believe that much of mess is expected from me, right? I cannot be a perfect person in one go only. And I think, now I'm realizing that few basic curries and, rice, pulao, we should all know how to cook it, right? To know all this, to know about the kitchen, I bought so many things, guys, and I think they all need maintenance. And I cannot rely on my maid for this. Why? Because all these things want patience, and maids, they work at so many places that they do everything so fast. We cannot literally rely on them. For example, I have these copper jugs and mugs, right? These much kadhai and pots, cast iron cookware. I have these wooden ladles, spatula, chopping board. So whatever I'm cooking, the moment I cook, 80% of cookware or the utensils I wash immediately, because if I keep them in the sink for night till afternoon, then they are going to stink. Plus I'll have those little buggers in my kitchen, which I really don't want. So mostly I clean everything in the night. Only the stainless steel and everything else is there. So if you notice behind the kitchen now, it's almost clean because I'm cleaning in between. And here I've made, I'm making rice. I've already made cucumber raita for myself. I'm removing the extra curry base now, and in this base I'm going to add the soya chunks which I fried in the morning. I kept it in fridge. So whenever I cook, guys, I divide my work into two parts, the morning part and evening part. So breakfast I prepare because I eat very light breakfast. So when I'm cooking or preparing my breakfast, at that time I do little bit of meal prep for the evening, and in the night I cook my dinner and lunch. So here I'm also going to make green chutney for myself. I wanted to make a shake for me, but as you can see there are mangoes. But once I noticed that I have so many things to eat, I just dropped the idea and I drank it as a breakfast shake. Now in the meanwhile I'm cleaning everything else to whatever is left there. So the best part which I know as a beginner, especially when you're cooking initially, you are a novice, so few things which we should keep in mind, that we should never overload us with different kind of recipes. Start small, start simple. So whatever I cooked, normal rice, then raita, soya bean sabji, it's the basic of Indian cooking, right? Plus today I drank aam panna in my office, so I bought kachi curry, raw mangoes, and I watched so many YouTube videos to prepare it, and I found this simplest way where you just boil it in cooker, put sugar in it, you cook it for 5-10 minutes, and then I added white pepper, bhuna hua jeera masala, and pink salt, right? I have to taste it yet. I stored it in the fridge, but I'll definitely let you know in my next video that how did it taste. And here in the same kadhai, because there was lots of sabji on the sides, I added the rice and ghee. I simply love ghee. In my all foods, you'll always find ghee. I burned my hand here, and I loved it. You know, when you cook for yourself and you have waited for so long that you're so hungry and you eat at that time. So even though I'm not sure I like the food very much, but I am saying that if you're cooking and you have waited patiently to eat, then your food is definitely going to taste delicious, very very delicious. So ambanna, I just blended it. I'm washing everything here now, because like I said, these are the kind of utensils which you cannot keep overnight, otherwise after 1 or second use you'll have to throw everything, and it's your hard-earned money, right? So please, it's not about buying, it's about maintaining the things which you have bought, right? I'm the only person living here. I have a 2 BHK apartment, and I think anytime, even if 5 people come and stay here, which generally happens, so they will always find everything here. So I'm always prepared, because I accommodate lots of guests, guys. Lots of people come to my house, because the place where I stay, it's a kind of tourist place, so many people come. And if you want to come here, you are most welcome. Maybe gradually I'll tell you where I stay. And I'm off to bed now. Why? Because after 4 hours of cooking and preparing, anybody will feel tired. Oh my god, my legs were hurting. It was like my knees, my ankles, everything was paining. I stood for almost 4 hours to cook. So I'm off to bed, guys. Good night and sweet dreams. Mwah.